Alright, a couple people asked about my drum smokers. UDS, they call them, ugly drum smokers. So I figured I'd do a little video about them, but I sold the Gator's Head one. Finally sold that one, but here's the first one I made. Nuclear. I put a shelf on it, which works out really good. And then I put this rain thing on top because it was raining. It would rain and get all, go down in there and get on the meat if you had meat underneath the hole. But it's just a 55-gallon drum. I got one valve here, which you can do with your foot. And then the rest of them are caps right now, but I think I'm going to put one more valve on there because you end up fooling with two of them. I got three of them. It's just three 3/4 nipples coming out of there. Divided equally around the drum. And I put a handle on here. Put a hook here. You can just hang it. One-handed deal when you're using it. This one here, I don't have a dome lid yet, but I got the brackets here if I ever want to get another rack in here. But anyway, you can get this rack at Walmart or wherever. I got a little hook here to hang it from. Take it out when you're working on it or cooking. Here I got just a $5 thermometer. It's a deep frying thermometer. Because the digital ones, you can use that too, but when you get caught in a rainstorm out of nowhere, these are the way to go. $5 won't hurt them. The rain won't hurt them. And it's got the 12-inch stem that goes right in the middle. Yeah, it gives a good reading compared to my digital. I mean, you just got to make sure you so you can calibrate them. It's got the nut on there. You can turn it and put it in boiling water to make sure you're running right. Here's the charcoal basket. That's a new basket. That's not my. And I got a pizza pan welded on the bottom just to catch the ashes. So all you do is lift it out, and 98% of your ashes are all in that pan. You just dump it, so you really don't have to clean this out. Let the good flavor build up. This one I used, I did it before I had the welder, which you can do too. You don't need a welder. I just use these what do you call them, U-hooks here. I forget what the hell they're called, but you can use just a regular bolt too. And I just put 3 around here, because if you put 4, you're gonna have a wobbler. If you put 3, you're gonna be all right. But I got a handle, so just bolt it on. But this one here I welded. See, I got the welder and I made rebar handles, because handles are like fucking $5 a piece. So I started getting smart and making my own. But yeah, I just put here's what I do. I put this in here, and then I pour my charcoal around it and some wood chunks here. Just use these, different size. It doesn't take much in these things. You don't need much wood. So I put the charcoal around this, and then I light about 10 coals in my charcoal chimney, and then I pour the coals inside this coffee can that's hollowed out, and then I wiggle the can out, and then it's called the minion method, where you got half of, most of your charcoal isn't lit yet, and that's the way to use it in these slow cookers here. I can run about 15 hours on about 10, 11, 12 pounds of charcoal, or lump charcoal. You can use either one. But it doesn't give you, you don't use the instant light, obviously. It doesn't give you that shitty charcoal flavor like you would think. You think you're going to taste that, but it doesn't. It's a good thing. And these don't have you don't need a water tray, because, it's just the perfect environment in these things. I mean, you think it would dry your meat out. It doesn't. It's perfect. I mean, it just turns out the most killer cooking you ever had. And easy. The thing is, once you get it going, once you get it set to whatever temperature you're going at, you just pretty much leave it alone. You just check it every couple hours, and it's as close to electric as you can get, but you still got a good flavor from using real wood and charcoal. Yeah, so you pull that out, and then you just drop this back down in. I usually bring it up to about 300 to burn off the creepy crawly shit, you know. It's a little long for this here. But then you slide your thermometer back in. You can use, then you know, I got a hole drilled to use one for the meat probe. You just run your wired probe through it and jab it into your meat. Put your lid on, and then you'll just be adjusting this here pretty much. You're better off if you do one, like I said, get 2 valves on it, because I end up taking a cap off of one of them and then back on and off. So it'd be a lot better. You know, they're $5 a piece at Harbor Freight Tools here for the valves here, 3/4 inch. This one here is the one. This here I got a cheap grill from Big Lots. You can use a Weber one too. A Weber lid will fit these. So that way I got the 2 racks in this one, so I can load it up. But it's the same deal here. This one's got charcoal still in it. This is the one I just used. But yeah, same deal. And load up, you know, double what that one will hold. I put these chains on here, so when you unscrew it, you don't lose it. The cap just stays there. You don't have to nighttime lose it. But yeah, you got to check. There's at least 2 different size drums, so you got to be careful if you're counting on a Weber dome lid to fit it. This one fits perfect because it's the right size drum. This drum here is a wider drum. It won't fit on there. I'll show you. I mean, see, it's just in the right size drum. It's different than this one. It's bigger diameter. You know, this could be, I could make this fit with, you know, modding it and banging it out. But if you go to get a drum, try to get one that is the right size already. I'll give you the measurement if you need it. The other thing is, when you get it, depending on what was in it, you don't want one with chemicals in it. If you can get it, you know, because you want to put, there's a liner like this black one here. It had a red liner in it that was a nightmare to get out of there. I had to grind it. I mean, it just wouldn't. The fire, usually you can burn it off there with a torch, a weed burner, which those are fun to play with. So yeah, if you're gonna do one of these, get you a weed burner and hook it up to your propane tank and just blast it. Like this one here, this one came right off. It was right here. It was like this gold. This is the drum that came from, and it's like a real thin liner. Just all I did was heat up the outside, and it melted it right off the inside too. So I didn't have to sand on these at all. It was a good thing. It was a real good thing. But yeah, you don't want the red liner if you see one. You don't want that, because that's a lot of work getting that red liner burned out of it, because you don't want to be cooking with that. But that's about it. I mean, you can do, like I said, this one's all welded. I welded the brackets in. Everything I could weld, I welded. These nipples are all welded on. This one here I originally did with lock washers down here, because I didn't have the welder, but I went back and welded them on because it is a lot stronger, and the lock nuts kept coming loose. But you can do it without a welder, is all I'm saying. Can't think of anything else here. Let's see. Just like I said, they're the best cooks, barbecue smokers I know of. I mean, as far as cost to build one, well, this drum here was about, I think I paid $5 for the drum, but by the time I was done with it, I think it came to like $70-something in parts, which is pretty, you know, that's making my own handles. I mean, it just doesn't seem to be cheap enough to get them down. But But once you build it, you know, it's going to last forever. Keep it out of the rain and everything. And you paint it. Just hit it with a pan when you cook it, so like season the inside like you would a regular grill or smoker you buy to keep the rust off it. And that's about it. All right, you got any questions, just post them on there and I'll answer them. All right, thanks. Oh, this here I wanted to show this. I made this just to see if I could, just to mess with the welder. And this was an old, what do you call it? One of them kitchen carts that I cut up and redid and used for the frame because I didn't want to spend anything on it. You know, I think I got 50 bucks into this whole grill. I made the handle here out of rebar. You know, this here, well, actually, he had expanded metal I went and bought and cut. And I got a shelf, charcoal rack down there too. Welded that. Got some water in here. Got the vents I made. Just drilled a couple holes and made these out of rebar and a piece of electrical box cover. And adjust the airflow. But yeah, I used this one time at my brother's wedding. I took it, did all the cooking for that. Worked out pretty good. But yeah, this was just for the hell of it. But yeah, this worked out good. I got flat metal going here to sturdy it up. Got hinges, just regular hinges on the back. But that's a party grill there. You don't have to worry about dragging it to the beach. I got the wheels on here and everything welded on. Drag it down there and light it up. All right. Thanks for watching. Later.